Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and today we have another segment of 20 random questions. And today's guest is Minnesota's own heavyweight Aaron Gorilla Green. How you doing, Aaron?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, man. Now I know I mentioned Minnesota's own, but unfortunately a lot of fans might not be aware, but you're no longer in Minnesota. You actually moved after you retired, right?
Currently I'm in Indianapolis. Yep.
Okay, just to let the fans know that are wondering where you've been and where they haven't seen you around Minnesota, he's no longer here.
Yeah.
He snuck out the back door on us. So how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay.
Yep.
So now you've pretty much left boxing behind though, right? You don't have anything to do with the sport anymore?
Just besides training, it'd be hopefully one day I mean, I was diagnosed with MS and MS is what forced me to retire. So if they have some big advancements or something, I would love to get back in one more time,
Okay. Oh, so you still actually do go to the gym and just train to stay in shape?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right, you ready for these 20 random questions?
Yep.
All right. Question one. Tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit.
Background and bringing. Let me see. I was born in Denver. My father was an aircraft mechanic, so we kind of moved around, jumped around. They would transfer them to different locations, different hubs. So I lived in California, Illinois, Indiana, and Indiana was the last place. That's where I graduated high school. And as far as background, basketball was my sport. So I played basketball, high school, into college. I went to North Dakota State University. And that's just a little bit about, I guess, my background.
Okay. So now question two then. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
Um, I always wanted to box, though. That was something I did want to do. I just, at the time, my number one passion, I guess, was basketball. And I didn't let anything get in the way of that. So boxing was on hold. Once I was done with basketball, I decided to join a gym. The first gym that I joined was Gorilla Combat. It was like a hybrid gym. It was mixed martial arts stuff. So it had jiu-jitsu, it had Thai, Muay Thai, and it had boxing.
So now when you were talking about basketball was your number one, did you play basketball in college?
Yeah, I played at NDSU.
Okay. All right. Question three. What boxers inspired you in your career?
There was a lot, actually. I was a big fan of Shannon Briggs just because of his style, how he went to the body. He was really, I don't know, his style was, I really liked his style. I did also like Riddick Bowe. I would say he had a big influence as well. And then there were some other boxers that I really liked as well. So some of the smaller fighters like Floyd, Sugar Shane, and then back in the heavyweights would be Evander Holyfield, Tyson as well. But yeah,
Okay. Question four. What's your favorite boxing movie?
$1 Million Baby, probably. Yeah,
Nice. Okay. I don't hear that one very often. I'm glad that somebody threw that one out there. That is definitely a good one.
yeah.
And for people that don't know, man, if you haven't watched that movie or if you have and you don't know who Lucia Riker is, she's the bad girl in the corner, the one that ends up, leaving or pushing her and she ends up the main star hurts herself on the stool or whatever. But Lucia Riker was a phenomenal female, fighter champion, and I believe she went 17-0 in her career. So if you're not up on your boxing history, check her out and look her up. But she actually is in that movie. Question five. What is something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
Um, I think a lot of people didn't know what really happened to me, and that I actually had MS, and I actually fought most of my career with it. Um, I think that's probably the most. I think that's probably the one thing people didn't know. I would say from it started in my fifth pro fight, and so from my fifth pro fight and on, I fought with some kind of symptom that night, the night fights.
But now, obviously, I mean, you knew that, but I mean, did your team know that as well?
Uh, I mean, we didn't know at the time I had MS. I found out in 2016,
Okay.
but at the time I would tell them, whatever happened in the fight, like, hey, this happened to me. I couldn't feel the half of my like one half of my body while I was fighting, and then all of a sudden it came back. Um, or I was really sluggish, and I was like, I didn't have any energy. It was terrible. Or my leg went completely numb and weak, so I had to stay on the rope. Like I would tell them these things, but it kind of went. I guess it kind of looked like I had a back injury. I would say with some of the
Okay.
symptoms.
Question 6. What's the craziest or the funniest story that ever happened between you and a boxing fan?
Let me see. I don't know if I really have any. Um,
Nothing sticks out to you?
no, no, nothing actually. Yeah, I don't have any crazy stories.
I mean, even any story with a fan, I guess.
Um, yeah, the only thing is, I mean, I had this really nice sweater. That it was like a Gorilla Green sweater, and it was very nice. It was my one and only one that I had, and um, I had a fan ask me if they could have it, and me thinking I can get more, I gave it to him, and I kind of regret it, but uh, it is what it is. That's probably the craziest thing, but yeah, no, nothing really.
Okay. Question 7. Do you remember signing your first autograph?
Mm, no, I don't.
Okay. No,
I
it's all
don't.
right, man. Some people remember it because it was such a big deal, and some other people are like, look, man, I've signed so many, I can't remember the first one.
Yeah, because are you talking like pertaining to boxing or just in general? Because uh, playing basketball, like, um,
Oh, you were signing autographs in college basketball too.
right?
Okay, I didn't even
Yeah,
think of that. No,
yeah.
I guess I would be referring to your first boxing one then.
Okay. I still don't remember.
It's all right, man. Question 8. How has boxing affected your life in a positive manner and in a negative manner?
Positive manner. It made me stronger, like more determined, and that no quit. So I would say that no quit transferred over to MS. So me dealing with MS and fighting MS, boxing actually helped with that. So there's no quit in me. So like every day is a battle with the disease, and I'm winning. So no matter how I look at it, no quitting for me. And
Okay,
then
what about the negative then?
I would say in the negative, um, I don't think it really affected me in a negative way. It was I think it was too much positive that came out. I don't really see anything negative in it. All
Okay,
that it did for me.
all right. Question 9. Who was the hardest puncher you've ever faced in the ring in a fight or sparring?
Um, my Minnesota guys, Joey and Raphael. I would say those two.
Okay, so for the fans, who exactly is that?
So Joey, Minnesota Ice, Joey
That's
Abel, and then Raphael, the Silencer Butler.
Oh yeah, that's two big boys.
Yeah, and yeah, very skilled. They were very skilled. They were fun to work with. So I would say those two.
Okay. Question 10. Do you play chess?
I don't
No?
know.
Okay. I just thought maybe you did. I mean, a lot of boxers sometimes do because people, it's that's boxing. What it is, it's human chess, and
Right.
some boxers do play. So, question 11: If you could be any animal for one day, what animal would you choose?
Oh, that's easy. A gorilla. You know.
Okay. All right. Question 12: If you could have dinner with any four athletes, alive or dead, who would they be?
Oh, first LeBron James, Muhammad Ali, um, probably um, Jackie Robinson, and then I would probably have to say Jordan because I wear a lot of his sneakers.
Okay. Question 13. If you could have one superhero ability, what would it be?
um, probably insane amount of space. like
Say
the
that again?
like the Hulk or Luke Cage, something like that.
Oh, insane amount of strength.
Right, right.
Okay. All right, question 14. What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life?
Um, I would say graduating college because I think that was just a big accomplishment for me. Like what I had to go through to do it. That's probably my biggest accomplishment. Yeah.
Okay. Question 15. What's something that you're very passionate about?
Um, let me see. There's a lot. I'm really passionate about like working out and taking care of myself and self care. Very self care, self love.
Okay. Question 16. If you could have a conversation with one person in history, who would it be?
Um, it would be right, Jesus.
Okay, that's a good answer. All right, question 17. What are the top five things, in your opinion, an amateur boxer needs to know when they decide to turn professional?
Oh, top five.
Yeah, just in your opinion.
Um, Probably the way things are scored, how it's like perceived, like how it's a little bit different than in the amateurs. I would say uh, like the conditioning aspect, you're gonna go a lot more around learning how to pace yourself properly. What's another thing? Let me see. Just not rushing to get big fights. Make sure you're properly moved. We got three there, and then how you carry yourself. Just carrying yourself as a professional. As a positive person, not getting in trouble, doing positive things. And then kind of along with that, I would say five would be mentoring as well. And make sure you're giving back and helping shape some up and coming fighters.
Okay. Question 18. What's the best advice you've ever got from another boxer or a trainer, and who was it?
Best advice. Um, Let me see. Yeah, too many. So I'm like, I can't think. Let's see. I'm stumped on that.
You can't remember anything that sticks out though, huh?
No, I can't. Let me see. Best advice. Can we come back to that?
Well, we only got 2 questions left.
I know,
So,
but I can't think of anything. Let me see.
okay. All right, question 19. Do you collect anything?
Yeah, I collect shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, question 20. Now, I know you've kind of answered some of this throughout the interview in the very beginning, kind of, but I just wanted to all go with this question so the fans understand this. So, question 20. Um, I'm gonna kind of lead into the question. You went into your last fight of your career 16-0 versus Damon Reed, but
Hmm.
then you seemed to get a leg injury in the fight and unfortunately suffered your first loss of your career, and then shortly after that you retired. So did you have the leg injury going into the fight, and then was there more behind your decision to retire than the fans are aware of?
So that was MS. I had a flare up. I didn't get enough rest, and the nerves and being nervous, wanting to win. I was already having flare ups coming up to that fight, but I just didn't want to back out. But that's what happened. It like the further the fight went, the weaker and more numb my leg got. So it got to the point where it was basically like a stilt. Like I didn't have anything. I had to use the ropes to stay up, and I couldn't do anything about it. And he fought very smart because he noticed that, and he was moving a lot. So it would have been impossible. I mean, I got lucky to even get a knockdown, and I was hoping it would have just stopped, and I would have been able to reevaluate and figure out what he got back up. And after that, like there was nothing to do. I just couldn't move. It would have been impossible for me to win.
So let me ask you this then: why didn't you just stop the fight? Why didn't your corner stop the fight?
Because I don't quit. You know, yeah, and they know that too. Like they're not gonna give me the. I'm not gonna quit. I mean, the thing is, whatever I was gonna try to figure out whatever I could do to win. I knew it would have been the odds were against me, but there's no way I was gonna quit.
But you realized after that fight how much MS was causing your boxing career, and then that's when you decided just to call it quits.
Well, I didn't even have a choice in that matter at the time. The, the ring suspended me indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you didn't technically retire, then you were kind of forced to retire.
yeah. Right. That's why I said if I ever get to the point where I fight again, I'll do it one.
Okay. All right. So do we have an answer for question 18 yet? Did you come up with any small piece of advice a trainer or fighter ever gave you? I mean, it can be simple, just a life suggestion or advice too. It doesn't necessarily have to be about boxing.
Well, I'll just I guess I'll just like I had mentioned before with the like how strong he can make you. Uh,
Say that again.
with how just that determining factor. So my coach Pete was um I mean he was big on that not giving up and being strong, mentally strong, mental aspect of it. If anything, I would say that he did give some good advice about that. But other than that, I can't really think of anything.
No, no, that's fine. That's all right. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on and doing the 20 random questions. I'm glad that you're feeling a little bit better today.
Yeah.
And if you want to say anything to the Minnesota fans or just the boxing fans in general before we end, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you always for your support and on the love you shown in the ring. You know, I really appreciate it. Really appreciate everything. I'm sorry, that unfortunately that it kind of derailed me, but um, I gave it my all and definitely quit, and there's still no quitting me. So,
All right, and with that, the truth